Okay, I have to say, I love European parks. They're huge, they're beautiful, they're so relaxing. And I needed to pick a relaxing spot this week because I have a stressful story to share. I'm in Madrid, Spain. Beautiful place. I love Spain. But I had quite an adventure getting here. The short version is it sucks. It really sucks. So I first noticed I lost my passport and told my company about it. They said, figure it out, good luck. So I made an appointment at the American Embassy in London. I think someone stole my passport. I'm here for work, so I do have a visa. Hopefully that helps me. Because I noticed my passport was stolen a few days ago, I have torn apart my hotel room 3 nights in a row. I've even torn apart a neighboring hotel room where I was at for a while 3 times as well. I've gone through every item I own. I've looked all over the place, at work, everywhere I can think of. I know I took it out in my hotel room because I'm usually really responsible with it. So now I'm headed to the embassy bright and early tomorrow to get a passport, hopefully a full valid passport, so that I can go to France. So I made an appointment at the American Embassy in London. A very early appointment, pulled myself out of bed, and went to the embassy to apply for an emergency passport, which, if you do lose your passport and you are not traveling for work, could be a really good fix. An emergency passport is a temporary passport. It's good for a year, and the embassy will print it right there on the spot. But I needed a visa to come here to Spain, so an emergency passport was not going to be good enough. So because I needed a visa, I could not just get away with an emergency passport, but I had them print me one anyway, and I attempted to go from the UK into France that day with my emergency passport, which, fun fact, the French government does not recognize as a real acceptable passport to get you into the country. But I managed to sweet talk my way through the immigration people and get into France. Then I had to mail my passport off, sent it away, put it in an envelope, off to the embassy in Paris to attempt to get my emergency passport replaced with a full passport. You can do this. It doesn't cost anything extra once you have an emergency passport to reapply for the full passport. What it does take is time. It takes, well, as it turns out, about 2 weeks to get your passport printed in the States, shipped back to Paris, and delivered to Dijon. But that meant that I had to haul my luggage again through the streets for a few more miles to get to a train station, to get myself to a hotel in Dijon to stay there for 3 days while my company went to Switzerland, because we didn't think I could get into Switzerland without a passport, because I didn't have one. I mailed my emergency one off. More hauling luggage. So this is the other fun part of losing your passport. It is like 10 p.m. at night. I'm walking down some kind of sketchy French street in Dijon. I did make it into France, but now I have to make it out of France. So I'm gonna go to this hotel, carrying my luggage, just everything I own, wandering through the streets late at night by myself. If you've ever wondered what the glamorous life of travel looks like, this is it. I'm sweaty and gross after a long day of work, and hauling my life through the streets. And isn't it just my luck that after 3 days of paying my way to stay at a hotel in Dijon, an extra $500 or $600 that I didn't plan on, I then had to take a train down to Montpellier. Took my train to Montpellier, everything was going okay. My full passport was going to be back in time from Paris to go back to Paris to get my visa for Spain. But then the deadline changed. My company said, nope, you have to have it early. So I hop on the train, take myself back up to Dijon because couldn't overnight it fast enough, pick up my passport from the hotel we were staying at, then hop back on the train, take it down to Montpellier, deliver it to the immigration lawyers, who then took it back to Paris to get my visa for Spain. It was a lot of this, a lot of this, and a lot of this, and a lot of this. So as glamorous as it can seem to travel the world, it really can be great. I'm in Spain. It is sunny, it is warm, it is beautiful, the tapas are great, but when you lose your passport, you're in for a doozy. Emergency passports, they're great. Expect to pay a couple $100 to get it all sorted out, but don't expect to be able to continue traveling with an emergency passport. Be sure to check each country you're going to, whether or not they accept an emergency passport. And if you need a visa, emergency passports are not going to be great because they're going to be a different passport number than your visa. And if they expire within a year, that's not considered like enough time for your visa. You have to have a passport that's valid for 6 months or 3 months or whatever after your visa expires. So don't lose your passport, kids. That's the moral of the story.